taking a look at the pick and ban so far, nothing too noticeable. We do see some very strong power picks being taken by both teams. Poppy, Nautilus, and the Sivir taken for Rigel. And it's interesting to see where this Nautilus is going to go. Looks like it's going to be the Nautilus support for Rigel Gaming, Poppy top, and that Lee Sin jungle. Meanwhile, Imperium Pro Team, we do see the Echo top. Echo top starting to see a lot more play. And I believe JLC has been practicing this champion even before he started seeing the spike in play. So JLC very comfortable on this champion, and we do see Elise Sua's being very comfortable with this Elise pick. So Imperium Pro Team looking to take their comfort picks for this game. And another comfort pick coming in for Hate. We did see Hate play Jhin several times during the Pro Gaming Series playoffs, and he has a very good Jhin. So I'm really excited to see him face off against Rigel.
I mean, the GP though, it's kind of very shaky now, and Hate has to take note of this Lee Sin and this Ari. You have to take note, coming in from the game with Bangkok Titans. So you have mentioned Panda Pause has made a good run over that previous game.
Yeah, the previous game, Panda Pause had an insane Zed. He had, I think, almost 100% of the kills on his team. And
so another mechanically formidable champion, Zed, now on an Ari against Gene. Hate has to really watch out.
Yeah, and Panda Pause really high showing of mechanics. So I'm really interested to see how he's going to fare against Light. Light is hailed to be one of the better mechanical players from the Philippines. So battle of mechanics in this mid lane, my eyes are going to be focusing on this matchup. And based on these team compositions, we should be expecting a 4v0 early turret push swap coming in for both teams.
Yes. I'm also would like to emphasize the teleport plays coming here, because one of the highlights of one of the formidable things to note about JLC is that JLC has this good timing when it comes to those teleport plays.
Yeah, he's certainly got a knack for those teleports. And
aside from dominating the lane, 1v1 in the top lane, I think his only weakness would be around getting ganked. Because usually the strategy for JLC would be Poisanity, putting up tons of wards over the top lane, making sure that JLC wouldn't be left with a 2v1 situation. Or if ever he would want to make that teleport play. And you have to take note that JLC only joined Imperium Pro Team during the playoffs of the Pro Gaming Series. And it has been a while since he has played in the Pro League locally here in the Philippines, but still he showed a massive performance during that playoffs.
Yeah, JLC has been playing very impressive, showing a very wide display of champions, from the Ramis to those very hybrid carries such as Fiora. JLC
no wonder
showing his extremely big champion pool, and again with this Echo pick coming in, I'm very interested to see how JLC can fare against Revive in the top lane matchup.
No wonder I'm still looking forward for JLC's Poppy. No wonder it got denied from him. I mean, from the peak here, so it's gonna be Revive. I'm looking forward also for Revive. How will he show up against JLC? JLC has been popular, not just in the Philippines but also in the Southeast Asia. Probably the most popular guy when it comes to the Philippine players in the GPL, aside from Mineski League of Legends, qualifying for Worlds back in Season 3. All right, so to the summoners, to our viewers out there, once again, this is the Garena Premier League 2016 Spring Split, and we are rolling over the group stage in a single round robin format.
Yeah, single round robin. So all teams will be playing against each other once. And then based on the standings, it will determine the playoffs, who will proceed to the next round, etc.
So like those points are really important. You only get to face one team once. You only get to prove yourself against them only once here in the group stage. Depending if you manage to rack up your points, there's no reason for you to hold back here during the group stage.
For sure. Like this is a direct ticket to the IWC. So all the teams here really want to show their best. They want to go past the Southeast Asia scene and play against the other regions. So this is where they need to make their stand. This is where they need to prove that they are the best. And both of these teams certainly have a lot to prove for themselves, as for a while, both of these teams could be considered the underdogs of the region. Imperium Pro Team, they didn't really have the best start of the season. However, they slowly started to pick up steam, and they had a really good playoffs run. They didn't drop a single game, like I said earlier, and they're looking very, very solid.
Putting up a C9, as they say.
Yeah,
pulling up a
for
C9
sure.
as they say. And of course, you have to take note of Rigel also upsetting those popular teams back there in Singapore. So again, I would like to send my shoutouts to our Singaporean viewers and of course to the Filipino viewers out there. And of course, to all of our viewers out there, even overseas. I'm not sure if it's afternoon there. I think it could be probably that somebody's watching here on the wee hours of the morning. So thank you very much for watching our stream. Once again, that is esports.garena.ph, made possible by Garena Philippines Esports. And we are your shoutcasters. I am Jishin Bu, with the one for an I.
And I'm GSNeep.
Yes, Jasneep. And of course, be sure to follow the Garena Premier League Facebook fan page for more updates on this Garena Premier League 2016 Spring Split. You have to take note, we are rolling this one only in 1 week. Like
lots of games in 1 week.
Finals is very close,
Yeah,
right?
the finals will be played in the same week.
Yes,
and
during the
tomorrow
weekends.
we'll be having lots of games as well. So
Yes.
lots of Garena Premier League action for you guys.
Let's
Head into the game.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Summoner's Rift! Once again, Garena Premier League 2016 Spring Split, a match between Rigel versus Imperium Pro Team. On the blue side, you have Rigel. In the top lane, it's gonna be Revive on that Poppy. In the jungle, you have Zankazor. On that Lee Sin. In the mid lane, it's gonna be Panda Pulse. On that Ari, and for the bottom two, it's gonna be Maxilu. On that Sivir, AD Carry, and Arcane on that Nautilus support.
And for the red side, we have Imperium Pro Team. For the top lane, we will be having JLC on that Echo. For the jungle, we will be having Suez playing that at least. For the mid lane, we have Light on that Azir. And for that bot lane duo, we have Hate and Poisanity on that Jhin and on that Trundle.
Of course, esports.garena.ph from the Philippines, from Singapore, and everywhere in between. I would want to shout out to everyone and make some noise over a stream chat. Show your support. Put in the hashtag IPT win. Put in the hashtag RG win. Put in the hashtag GPL. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some solid League of Legends action.
Yeah, so right off the start, we do see that the top lane of Imperium Pro Team has moved their way to that top side of the map. So we will most likely be seeing that lane swap coming, getting those early turrets. The ward is placed down, and we'll spot out Xantazor and Revive in that top lane, taking the ground. And Poisane will be doing his best to just slow them down, as we do see that the RG jungle and top duo has moved them to the wolf. Some action going in as Arcane tries to do the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the steal though, unfortunately.
Yeah, so one strategy up here would be sparking the hassle onto the jungler, though it's the body system with that one. And of course, the setup for this one would be a swap lane for the side of Imperium Pro Team. To have a position in the top lane. So we're standing right on that jungle support. It's like Rampage 2015 again.
Yeah, it definitely is. And let's see what happens in this lane swap. So we do see that JLC and Suez are making their way towards that top side of the map. Meanwhile, we do see the same being done for that Rigel bot lane as well. Lee Sin, and probably a bit slower due to that interrupt coming in from Poisanity. So their push will come in a bit later. However, they do have that Sivir, which in my opinion is a lot faster compared to Jhin. Jhin doesn't have as much capacity, doesn't have as much wave clear.
Yeah.
So Sivir compensating for that, and we see that Poppy is now meeting up with the rest of the Rigel bot lane, and they will be going for the turret. Meanwhile, 4 people.
As you have mentioned, people. No.
Yeah.
4-man jab. I am in a 4-man setup for the top lane. For the top lane. 4 members will actually here to the top lane. Imperium Pro Team, ladies and gentlemen, of course, all the bottom is going to be Rigel. So, for this kind of
opens up the map and allows you to do more and makes the game a lot more safer for the team, as you can freeze the lane towards your side, make it easier for your top laner to farm. It lets you out of those unfavorable bot lane matchups, unfavorable top lane matchups. And we do see that both turrets have been down. We do see Rigel did a pretty good job of bouncing the way back, so that will reset slightly towards the Rigel side, allowing Poppy to speed this up. Light doing some very effective trading in that mid lane, CS even as well.
Alright, so let's see now both of the outer turrets from both ends of the map now done. The only left option would be the outer objective got Referral, Dragon, mid lane. We are not even in the 5-minute mark of our game. And anywhere over this river side, any team fight could break out.
And what's something to point out is that Imperium Pro Team actually made a mistake during this lane swap. They failed to bounce properly for that top side of the map. And if you take a look at the top side, we do see Sivir actually freeze the top side of the map.
Yeah.
So this means JLC won't be able to farm much. Sivir gets a lot of free farm, gets a lot of safe farm.
Yeah.
And as a result, Imperium Pro Team needs to make an aggressive play somewhere else. They need to create pressure, or else they're going to slowly fall behind to this farm. And that's actually a really crucial mistake that Imperium Pro Team is not bouncing the wave back properly.
So, first angle of this game, wave control, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Imperium Pro Team now with a push here over the bottom lane. You have to take notes. It's gonna be the Poppy. It's gonna be the Nautilus. Really attacking targets with Monster Restoration. Hitting those targets on their turret, especially with Zagazor on his Sign Barrage. Easily just safeguard in, putting those punches to the rest of the teammates of IPT. Let's go for it.
Three members in the bot lane matchup right now, and I feel like Imperium Pro Team is just wasting their time. The longer they do this, they're going to start falling behind XP. Sivir is starting to build a CS advantage.
Yes.
That wave now is very close to that topside turret, so he will have a lot of time to just farm up that wave. Meanwhile, JLC will start to fall behind. CS-wise, he's actually ahead of this Poppy. Jin down roughly 10 CS as well. So let's see what happens. Looks like the Imperium Pro Team wants to create a play around this Dragon Pit, as there's not much that JLC can do on this map right now. I mean, they failed to bounce the wave back properly in that top lane, and they're getting punished really hard. However, it looks like Sivir's wave is starting to push back towards the top side of the map. So JLC should be able to farm slightly soon. Actually, if you take a look at what's happening in the top lane, actually, yeah, there is a wave starting to stack up for this side. So it will be coming back, but I feel like the damage has already been done.
Yes. I mean, options for this one would be Reef Herald or even the Dragon. Dragon is not an option though, especially with the red side jungle of Rigel. It's controlled. Those wards as well. And right now, though, there's a sizable lead, 600 gold.
Yeah,
so that's definitely stacking up on Sivir.
Yeah, and
for the side of Rigel.
I really like how Rigel actually played this out. They put their wards very defensively. If you take a look at the pink wards right now, you have one pink ward spotting the entrance to their Raptors and one pink ward right behind the turret. So they're playing very defensively. They know that they don't need to go on their aggressive to create an advantage, seeing as Sivir can just farm in that top lane safely. So they're abusing that and just not allowing Imperium Pro Team to make any aggressive plays to get back into the game.
Yes, this kind of configuration once again for our viewers is working in favor of Rigel. You have to take note now that GLC 19 CS has the pace of a 7-1 CS Sivir. Sivir is now holding 1.5k gold. It's accessibly 200 gold against the Jin though. So right now it's gonna be the jungler. Both the junglers up top.
Yeah, so
making sure that nothing that's risky. No big plays can be pulled up from these two teams.
Something that Rigel could have done is they could have actually sent possibly the Nautilus towards the top lane as well, and have the Lee Sin and Sivir and Nautilus push that top lane together, like timing the wave perfectly so that they could make an advantage actually from this play. Instead, they just have Sivir farming that top lane by himself, but then again, if you want to look at it another way, if they send Nautilus top, then they might lose bot turret and Poppy might die. So
and even the travel time going to bot lane. I mean, pressure coming in from Atlanta. Actually, Jin is not one of the best champions for pushing turrets.
Yeah,
but paired up with Trundle, definitely Trundle can still jump. I know he can jump down turrets anymore.
No, he can't jump turrets
anymore. But of course, with that frozen domain, he has that attack speed to lay down his glove against those turrets. Okay, 13 goal on this one. Oh, it's hard target.
Yeah, so we'll just bully out that bot lane out of the wave. However, we do see Sivir and Lee Sin rotating towards that bot side of the map. Imperium Pro Team just look to back soon, and it looks like they will do so indeed. And at least roughly around that bot side as well. So She will be able to respond JLC with that teleport available, and we could possibly be seeing a fight break out very shortly.
Huh. It's kind of risky there for Imperium Pro Team. They have no outer bottom lane target. No! JLC is now back up there in the top lane. So up to what cost? 1 BF sword in the hand of Seaver.
Yeah, so JLC will be able to get that farm down. And he is slowly pushing that wave back up, swapping back to the top side. And we do see Rigel starting that dragon.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of the fact that they know that Hate and Suez had to recall.
Yes.
And this should be a free dragon coming in for Rigel right there, right now. And with that 300 gold plus the first dragon in the game, slight advantage coming in for Rigel. However, still very early in the game and anything can happen.
Yes, definitely 6% or at least 3% from the dragon buff, I think. Not really much. We're just 10 minutes into the game. Go for first item yet for some of our champions here, though. On the boss now, along with Max and this Seaver. Wow, man, this is the help in the tower.
Yeah, it's already down to half HP. JLC shoved the lane up all the way to the top side, forcing Poppy to respond. So this leaves an opportunity for JLC to create some pressure on the other parts of the map. It looks like he's rotating towards that mid lane. They might be looking to set up something up here. Lee Sin hovering in the mid side as well. And Hate just farming that bot lane. So both teams playing footsie with each other, waiting for the other team to make a move.
Though, once again, as you have mentioned earlier, with this kind of map configuration and the mistake of the Imperium Pro Team, Rigel doesn't have, they have the lead right now. So when you have the lead, well, actually, when you have the lead, sometimes, you know, extend it a bit. But for this one, it's just capitalizing on the mistake that IPT did with that wave control. Yeah. Though IPT has the replay.
That was actually a really good play by Imperium Pro Team. They created a lot of pressure in that bot lane, forced Rigel to respond to that. But there was nothing for Rigel to take once they went to the bot lane. We did see that Imperium Pro Team immediately backed off from action in the top lane. JLC going on to revive, half HP already. And Suez and JLC pushing that top lane with the Rift Herald buff.
So composition-wise, no? I mean, Imperium Pro Team has really nice composition on this one.
Yeah, it's a very interesting composition with this Echo. You can actually create a lot of setups.
Yes.
That stun is very useful in doing so, as well as that Trundle.
And even Azir.
Yeah, Azir as well. There's just a lot of zoning potential from this team, and that really allows Azir to just do his thing, sustain damage.
And backline damage also coming from the side of IPD. And right now, with this kind of composition from Rigel, they have to be kind of aggressive though, because Lee Sin usually scales down back in the late game. Maybe has no option but to build tank.
You see that both of these junglers are fairly early game oriented, both Elise and Lee Sin shine the most in this early game. However, it's been a fairly slow-paced game so far, even for a lane swap.
Yeah.
Usually you see most of the outer turrets go down immediately. However, they've only managed to take one turret apiece so far.
And even right, it seems they lost. It seems they don't know what to do with the advantage that they got. Or did they even? I think they realized that advantage.
They have an advantage. It's not that big, but it's still an advantage.
Wow, is that? Oh, that's not who's flashing out. It's gonna be Arcane now. First blood coming into JLC. It's gonna be revived. He's going down, ladies and gentlemen. In the back line, Sagas are doing the work. Onto Hate. The Jin gets kicked, ladies and gentlemen. One hit from the Ari, and only 3 members. They are stuck here. Imperium Pro Team. Here comes Live. That's a 3-man Emperor's Divide, and he defied Rigel. Teammates, it's only Vanderbilt standing against 3 members. And ladies and gentlemen, 30 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. We have a triple kill and an ace coming in from Imperium Pro Team.
And that is a 5-for-2 trade actually in favor of Imperium Pro Team. And that was actually very well played by all members. You saw the initial pick onto Nautilus. Good play by Hate, good play by Suez, good play by Poisanity. And once again, JLC had a very nicely timed teleport. Was able to lock up the carries of Rigel Gaming, and then we saw Light with that very good Emperor's Divide.
You mean the initiate, the stand up from JLC? JLC was there. He didn't use the teleport, but like decidingly going all in on that Arcane. Wow, what a nice setup, especially with the zoning from Poisani.
Yeah, and Rigel, they just weren't coordinated enough to really turn the fight around. And it was just Imperium Pro Team with those plays. And as a result, 2,000 gold.
Light, man. Wow.
Yeah, that was a very nice wall
Emperor's
right
Divide,
there.
man. 2-5, ladies and gentlemen. 14 minutes into the game. We have IPT getting a steady lead on this one, 2K. It's not a joke, though. Now, what they can do with this one. Right now, we are 1 minute 15 seconds before the second dragon will respawn. If you look at their itemization, we have the... I think this is the Nashor Stood, right?
Yeah, this is actually a very good timing for that fight, as we do see Dragon, like you said earlier, is spawning in 1 minute. And if we take a look at the items, with Imperium Pro Team, they bought their National Tooth, they bought their Infinity Edge, they have their core items.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you take a look at the Rigel side,
and Visage.
they don't have the same amount of items that Imperium Pro Team does. So Imperium Pro Team are significantly stronger with those affiliate items right now, and we should be seeing them abuse this. We do see the pressure being put down onto that mid lane. They'll probably be looking to rotate towards that dragon fairly shortly afterwards. JLC still with that teleport available, so I expect Imperium Pro Team to have JLC in the top lane. They'll send the rest of the members towards that mid lane, then they'll slowly rotate towards that dragon and set up a fight there, possibly.
The only summoner spell standing against IPT is a snipe. Yeah. So, well, there's only a teleport coming in from JLC, but that's JLC we're talking about. That's the top lane.
Really likes this play. Imperium Pro Team going for the base race, and Azir needs to be careful. Nice Emperor's Divide right there.
So, right now it's going to be the outer mid lane turret getting sacrificed here, but we could definitely see an inner top lane turret going down in the hands of Imperium Pro Team. 4 members doing the work on that one. IPD. They have gauged this one. It's okay to lose that one. They have that Azir tower to mitigate the waves that could push up this mid lane.
Yeah.
And so far, it's still good for IPT.
Very good map decision making coming in from Imperium Pro Team. Seeking the free turret in that top side rather than trying to defend the mid lane or trying to go for dragon. They know their priorities. They know that the top lane turret is a much valuable objective to take compared to that mid lane turret, compared to the dragon. And now Imperium Pro Team, they're looking to take that dragon.
But who's going to defend the top lane outer turret?
But
So it's going to be a trade. So it's going to be mid-dragon trade.
Yeah.
Now, mid-dragon trade for in the hands of IPT. So they're going to give up the outer top.
And actually, Imperium Pro Team could just easily run down middle and just go for mid, as they have that Azir. Azir is very fast at pushing. And mid lane turret is much more important than those side turrets, as the mid lane opens up the majority of the map. It allows you to just split the map essentially, and it looks like they're just going to go for a 1-for-1 trade. However, that trade is definitely in favor of Imperium Pro Team, as they will be able to establish vision control on the bot side of the map. They will be able to take the red buff, they will be able to take that dragon, and with that vision control they can also further set up for this bot lane turret take. And Rigel Gaming getting out-rotated so far.
Yeah.
They have been doing an attempt to try to create trades into these objectives. However, they're not enough.
They know well that they cannot take fights with this kind of items that they have. The gold lead is actually well distributed to the members of IPT.
Yeah, but we do see Azir with that 3-0 should be looking to purchase an item really soon. If we take a look at the gold, he is sitting on 1,800. So let's see what happens now. Dragon is just taken.
Is that enough to buy? I think it's a few gold away and buying that Luden's Echo.
Could go Luden's, could go,
or
not too often. Let's see, he's recalling right now, so we'll find out what this item is in a few moments. And it will be the Riley's Crystal Scepter. So looking for that utility and providing that slow for the team, providing more zone control.
Yes, and kind of tanking is also like he can handle with lane solo. So pressure one lane, allow his members to work up another lane. Wow, it's all about the map control on this one. But let's see again, once again, Rigel with
Rigel looking at bottom, and they do need to be careful, as once you take that Rift Herald, you can either use it to recall the base extremely quickly, or you can use that to enhance your push. And it looks like Imperium Pro Team are going to trade that bot lane turret and are going to be seeking to take that mid lane turret for themselves. But this is a Sivir. Sivir is taking that turret down very low.
And they have
taken it down.
They have no vision, but they will go for the dash. Curtain goal, ladies and gentlemen. Panda Boss became 300 gold. Right now, they are on to Arcane. Arcane with Angkor on that Elise, ladies and gentlemen. He repels out. JLC doing the work over that, but he still has his ult up. Elise repels down onto the median. JLC falls back along with 4 members, but Rigel, ladies and gentlemen, managed to defend their inner mid lane turret.
Yeah, so there's more. They're still going on Poisanity.
Trolling around, ladies and gentlemen, force a flash out, fall out there by Maxel Blue. It's get no, it's Maxilu, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Light is on the Rampage 2016 onto Agazor and fight all over the map. We're going to see Elise rappelling off top. We're also going to see Zangazor now falling down. JLC refusing, so a double kill. 4 hate, ladies and gentlemen, a 3-for-1 exchange.
This is the exact same problem that Rigel was experiencing against Bangkok Titans. They had a pretty good early game, but when it came down to these team fights, they didn't look that coordinated, and they just weren't as coordinated as Imperium Pro Team during that fight. Poisanity got caught, but Imperium Pro Team was able to just make the most out of it, and now we do see that the score is 9-3. And that was a really good tower dive. I just had to go back. Really good tower dive onto Panda Paws right there. And as a result, despite losing that bottom turret, the gold lead 3k, I think they just gained 1k advantage. However, it really affects you mentally. While the gold lead might not be that great, and while they didn't get a trade in regards to objective, like losing a team fight that big really just sets you back in terms of your team state, your mental state. And we do see Imperium Pro Team now has the momentum, so they're free to do whatever they want to do on the map.
Rigel has to credit themselves. They managed to defend the inner mid lane turret. And also, well, I just wonder, what was that from Maxilu? Face checking over the crush. Even though the Strander's 1 hit away, it's very, very risky.
Yeah, he sacrificed his positioning for that kill, and as a result, got punished very hard.
3-9, ladies and gentlemen. 6 kills, all in the lead of Imperium Pro Team. If you look into the itemization here, Rigel's kind of catching up when it comes to the itemization, though. Still, it's actually Imperium Pro Team has a very, very visible lead here into the itemization. Like the only one who could go up far when it comes to the items is the Ari.
And if we take a look at where the gold is coming from, it's mainly from these team fights, mainly from these kills, as CS is extremely even right now. 193, 194 in that mid lane, 197, 200 in that bot lane, and the only big and noticeable difference is in that top lane, but that's only 10 CS, so turrets are also the same. So all this gold is from the team fight, the 6 kills.
So let's see. Right now, though, as I mentioned, I like the composition of the Imperium Pro Team, really. Like, Listen didn't manifest his early game presence back the early game. So, right now he's getting banished for it. He really has no option but to quickly rush that tank build. But it's actually building more AD.
Yeah, so...
And, just countering up the Elise with that Hex Drinker. But the big problem is definitely JLC. Once again, 305, 2 core items. Make that 3 core items with that Gauntlet. I have no idea who can build JLC. And this one,
yeah, very difficult to deal with, and looks like Imperium Pro Team will be looking to set up for this dragon. Vision control wise, they are sort of lacking in that regards. If you take a look right now, we do see Rigel also not the greatest vision control. They have those defensive wards in their own jungle, but that's not really enough. And meanwhile, Imperium Pro Team, sort of the same scenario right there. So let's see what happens. 30 seconds till the dragon spawns.
Ladies and gentlemen, and once again, what you're watching is the Garena Premier League 2016 Spring Split. We are on to our group stage, a round-robin format for all of our participants all over Southeast Asia. This is a match between Rigel from Singapore versus Imperium Pro Team. Both as a Cinderella story over their local leagues. And right now, it's IPT from the Philippines who has this lead over this game, 23 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, they are taking up a position here in the Dragon.
Yeah, and Imperium Pro Team, they do need to be careful. They are in a position to still lose this team fight. Rigel has those utilities to do so.
They have Sonic Wave onto that Dragon. Resident Dragon, easy from Zankazor. Zankazor will be the trade for the Dragon. It's gonna be Kate securing that one. 4 members are on the chase. JLC could make that one. Light cannot set up any Embers device. It's gonna be JLC. He will be forced to Toronto break back with his teammates. Revive, will he manage to revive after a death? Ooh, 2 soldiers connected onto him with a 8 on the rampage. 1 hit, ladies and gentlemen. 3-11 with 3 members. No, make the 2 members gone.
And it looks like Imperium Pro Team are looking for Baron, and that was a 2 for a Dragon trade, and that was definitely not worth it right there for Rigel Gaming. Lee Sin will be up in 3 seconds, but this Baron should be going down fairly quickly. He's already at 75%.
Rigel has to play out of the max now.
Ari has his ultimate available. Ari could be going for this pick. JLC, no ultimate available.
She has to go for it.
They're going to. She went in.
She went in. Exhaust onto Panda Bus. He didn't manage to execute anyone. It's going to be Suez doing the work on that one, but it's going to be shut down on the JLC. We are seeing Maxilu also going down. Stoppable, ladies and gentlemen. Suez receiving the Sonic Wave resonating strike. Now that is Rigel stopping IPT. They're definitely going to start that Baron. But nonetheless, Rigel stopping these objectives that IPT is pushing, even though they kept on losing those team fights.
Yeah, so that was a very good job by Rigel Gaming defending the Baron attempt right there, and that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
However, that's actually really good for Rigel. They've reset the tempo of Imperium Pro Team, and now
actually it's still Imperium Pro Team.
Yeah,
who has the lead on this
Imperium
one.
Pro Team still has the lead. However, the tempo, the momentum that they had going into those fights is now gone and is now reset.
They can never afford to lose that Baron. Like, could be the game for them.
Yeah, I think they overestimated the amount of damage they could do to that Baron, and they underestimated how fast that Rigel could respond. Like, Ari was there immediately. Poppy had that teleport available, and Zankazor was there.
So let's see the setup
quickly as well. So
only an exhaust. 1 flash decided by Sanity. We also have Light though with that flash. That flash is gonna be crucial in the next team fight. Only remaining objective on this one is gonna be the Baron. We're going to definitely a fight over the vision control here on the blue side jungle. Dragon will be spawned for around 4 minutes right now.
Yeah.
If you look into the itemization though, Rigel is now stepping up.
This is actually a very bad misplay coming in from Imperium Pro Team. They're gonna lose this turret.
They're definitely.
They sent 3 members top lane. I'm not sure why they sent 3 members top. They weren't gonna create anything in that top lane, and as a result, that's a free turret for Rigel.
Yeah.
Gold lead 2,000 in favor of Imperium Pro Team. So good job by Rigel taking the free objectives. Yeah.
Tunnel vision, as Rio has mentioned.
I think it's all about the spacing, really. Like, I don't know why it's like autopilot. When you're playing the game, you don't really think about your position relative to the rest of your team, and you see that top lane has creeps, so you go top, but you don't realize that the rest of your teammates also see top and they want to go top.
Even I have mentioned that the only remaining objective for the side of I was only mentioning the remaining objective for the side of IPT. That's all the Baron. So like they really rotated for the red side jungle, maybe setting up something over the Baron. They forgot the objective of defending.
Yeah.
The objective of defending their inner mid lane. That's gonna be nice for Rigel, ladies and gentlemen. JLC gets farmed. Ooh,
wow, really nice.
What's happening connected onto Panda Boss? Panda got now onto Arcane. It's gonna be the 13th call. And again, once again, another call.
Another Baron call. They do need to be careful. I feel like this could turn out
Ari is now
really bad. Ari is down.
No
however,
teleport for Pop.
Lee Sin and Poppy are still there, and actually like this play coming
It's gonna be Lee Sin.
Yeah, this is actually a really smart play coming in for Rigel. No.
Now JLC will never leave this Lee Sin like a girlfriend. He's faithful in. Alright, let's see. Face that in onto Zankazor. Sonic Wave onto that Dragon. But Suez is very wise for that one. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, IPT is going for the cleanup. Allied with the Baron onto Maxilu. 4 members will do the work for the Baron. 4 members gone for the side of Rigel with the Baron on top. IPD, ladies and gentlemen, 6k gold lead, 11 kill lead.
And that is 5 members of Imperium Pro Team with that Baron buff right now. So they're going to be looking very strong. They're going to be looking to take the rest of these turrets and hopefully look to end the game right there.
Yeah.
Rigel Gaming.
They have the kit for diving.
Yeah.
They have the kit for diving, Poisanity, JLC. So
Actually,
as much as possible, Rigel has no option but to weave and shove as much as possible.
Yeah, I feel like they should have just conceded that Baron. And I actually liked their initial play. We saw Sivir and Nautilus in that mid lane. I thought they were going to go for that mid lane push and try to create some pressure. However, instead they went to try to defend that Baron. We did see that Lee Sin did get caught out by JLC as he was attempting to steal that Baron, and Lee Sin got pretty close to stealing that Baron. However, no cigar.
Yeah, and I remember IPT also stopped pushing that Baron. I mean, even Suez.
Yeah.
He just focused on to Lee Sin.
And now we've got the 4-1 siege coming in. Azir and Jin, very good siege composition with strong poke. And let's see what Rigel is going to do. They will concede this turret. That turret's going down very fast.
And you have to consider Jin 607. He's taking serious damage right now, even against Ake.
Yeah, that's a 3-item Jin with that QSS. Has that Infinity Edge, the Static Shift, and that Bloodthirster. And this is going to be another free turret coming in for Imperium Pro Team. So Rigel should be looking to force a fight or try their best to just defend the high ground. They do have that Sivir.
Yeah,
and
they have that Sivir.
It looks like that's what they're going to do. Meanwhile, Imperium Pro Team taking it safe, not pushing their advantage too hard, and just taking the 3 objectives.
It's kind of a nice leader for Rigel that they have secured the 2nd dragon. This has been the 3rd dragon for IPT. It's like a massive buff. Just basically make the movement speed.
Yeah, for sure. So 2 dragons to 2 dragons right now, so they do have that extra damage for those turrets.
Dragon 2 is pushing power, right?
Yeah, they do have that pushing power to burn onto those turrets.
It's another, it's all the more reason for Rigel to really shove the lanes right now.
And
That's it though.
Alright, so it looks like the map is sort of split right now. We do see that Rigel does have the top side of the map controlled in their favor with those wards and with the wave being pushed up. Meanwhile, Imperium Pro Team do have pretty good control over that bot side. JLC in that bot lane as well and has some wards to back him up as well. Baron still up on Imperium Pro Team, so they can still look to create an opening into that base of Rigel Gaming.
It's 4-1 classic. Let's see, they're taking some courage. IPT on the blue side jungle of Rigel. But of course, this is the problem with the map. I mean, all the more objectives that you take, all the more the mystery grows of how you lose the game.
But I mean, Imperium Pro Team is playing this out fairly good. Like, they have the pressure created. They have bot lane slowly pushing towards... Actually, the bot lane is actually pushing towards the Imperium Pro Team side, so they should be looking to push that fairly shortly. You see that top lane is being pushed up by Elise.
Look at that.
And the vision control is looking okay for Imperium Pro Team. They could use some deeper wards in that bot side of the map. However, I believe those just expired. So Poise Sandy should be looking to establish vision control once again. And that's what he's going to do. Place those wards.
Jean. If you look at Jean. He's now sitting on 486 AD.
Yeah, so that's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage.
Very painful. And
yeah, with that Bloodthirster, man.
It's going to be interesting to see these team fights pan out.
Yeah. Right now, compare that to Severe. It's 269. So, right now, the odds are really against Rigel. Only option for Rigel would be to wait this game out, allow Severe to scale further into the late game.
Yeah, but even then, Sivir isn't the best late game scaling champion. I feel like Rigel's team comp is slightly outclassed when it comes to that late game. Azir and Jin just do so much damage. Azir, lots of sustained damage.
And even the Trundle.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big problem also. So, right now, option for Rigel would be to wait out for Imperium Pro Team to commit to a high risk play.
Yeah, like the Lee Sin's gonna start falling off, won't be as effective as he could in that earlier stages of the game. While Poppy and Nautilus, they're just gonna be locked down to the CC role of this team composition.
Let's see as team members are putting up pressure here over the mid lane, over the bottom lane.
Yeah, so I actually really like this play from Imperium Pro Team. They have a really big wave actually building up, and they're gonna go for the siege. So I feel like Imperium shouldn't rush this though. If I were them, I'd wait for that top lane to push up all the way. Because if we take a look actually at this top lane, there is a pretty big wave stacking up, and JLC putting pressure in that mid lane as well. So all lanes being pressured, and they just need to wait. Just wait it out. Don't get too aggressive right now.
Around 2 minute stops.
Not even
Not
2
even 2
minutes.
minutes, 1 minute, right?
Yeah, less
Yeah.
than a minute is
So-
enough time to make something work.
Yeah, and it's GLC now rotating for the top lane. Here comes the pressure, ladies and gentlemen. Even JLC is really being antsy, putting on that face dive in the top lane, Chariot. The 2 members are remaining here to defend the bottom lane, Chariot. Even Zeus is also in the mid lane. Just shouldn't have rotated up top, right?
Yeah, so it looks like they're gonna
It's
back
very early.
off. The siege wasn't that successful. They do have a decent amount of gold for them. Each member sitting on roughly 1,000 gold each. And Baron's up in 40 seconds, so looks like Imperium Pro Team's next plan of action will be most likely setting up for this Baron and trying their luck again, possibly forcing a pick and creating an opening for them to take those base turrets.
Yeah, because it's very likely that when they win another team fight, they'll get a numbers advantage good enough to close the game even.
Yeah, pink forwards, lots of pink forwards actually from this Imperium Pro Team side. So they're really looking to just establish this vision control right now and deny Rigel of that vision needed to defend the Baron.
Right, now they're seeing Zankasor. Zankasor also doing the work over his Baron, but this is very, very
He needs
bad.
to be careful.
Ladies and gentlemen! Oh my god. That mistake. Yeah, made. So, once again, ladies, yes, we have to jungle now. Gone for the side of Rigel.
And that's most likely
Yeah.
going to be a Baron star coming in from Imperium Pro Team. Lots of things
Yeah.
going down, and there we go. Poppy doesn't have teleport available. There is actually a ward
Yes, and
for
even
Poppy to teleport to, and there it is.
And even I is out there, so let's see. Poison is gonna do the work over that quantum break. A team fight breaks out, but it's gonna be the Elise securing that battle instead of a Dream 5. Girl tries to run away from the members of the Imperium Pro Team. Now Baron buff. 2 members, make the 3 members gone for the side of Rigel. They're onto Arcane Panda because JLC will chrono break back, and that opens up a double kill now. 4 lives, it's gonna be behind the post, the only remaining member there. Onto the box, not even Zeus will receive the charm. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, 36 minutes into the game.
30
it's gonna be an
seconds.
ace.
Will Imperium Pro Team try to end this? They're wrecking
they
these
can
turrets
end this one.
extremely fast. They can end this right now. Just Lee Sin left. And 21-6 is the score right now.
Wow.
70k to 59k. It was looking a bit slow.
Yeah.
Come early game and come mid game. However, Imperium Pro Team, they picked up the pace. They got those very clean team fights. And as a result, they should be taking this victory right now. And the Nexus does fall. Imperium Pro Team wins their very first game of the Garena Premier League.
Yes. Wow.
And the boys from the Philippines
Wow.
take their game.
Yeah, I mean, Philippine won for this one. Oh, like, I haven't seen that in a long
Yeah, it's
time.
been a
but
while.
It's really been a while, ladies and gentlemen. And we have all the heavy respects for the Southeast Asian
Yeah,
teams
for
because
sure.
we've been playing, Philippine teams have been playing against them. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, all hail Imperium Pro Team, first victory in the group stage here at the Garena Premier 2016 Spring Split. Let's look at the end game screen.
Yeah, if you take a look at the end game screenshot, like, I feel like it was a collective effort coming in from
Yeah.
Imperium Pro Team. There was no one who really stood out, who really carried the game.
Yes.
They all played their role very well. They knew exactly what they needed to do in their position.
But there are those crucial plays.
yeah,
I would say
actually,
still
Light
from Light
had some
yeah,
very good,
still Light.
very good Emperor's Divides right
Yes.
there. And
But nobody
Yeah.
heavily owned the
yeah,
lane.
they all contributed
Yes.
to the victory right
Yes.
there. And well played by Imperium Pro Team.
Really well played, ladies and gentlemen. I assume also during the drafting phase,
Yeah.
they have really the compositional advantage. Like I would say, as Amplifier would probably say it, Rigel didn't play according to their composition. Like Lee Sin didn't manifest so well during the early game.
Yeah, they weren't able to actually create those picks. They had that Poppy, they had that Sivir, they had that Nautilus. So they had a composition where it'd be
Even
ideal for
Ari.
them. Yeah, even Ari. So they had a composition where it'd be ideal for them to just ult and just like pick someone. However, the problem was there was just so much disengage coming from Imperium Pro Team, and Imperium Pro Team just never gave them that opportunity by denying vision, by never actually going head on
Yes.
into the Rigel team pump. They always
They-
traded objectives rather than going head on.
They had on to capitalize on the mistakes
Yeah, for
of
sure.
Rigel. Cannot be denied the mistakes of Rigel on that one, on Zankazor getting spotted over that Baron side. It's kind of
Yeah, that was pretty
understandable for
crucial.
the Baron. as the jungler, you would really want to secure the Baron. You have your teammates. You should tell your teammates to work with you for the Baron. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to send a big congratulations to the Imperium Pro Team taking on their victory to Rigel. Mammoth props for Rigel. And of course, for our viewers, thank you so much for watching that one. We still have another game.
Yeah, we will be having Imperium Pro Team versus the Kuala Lumpur Hunters right after this, after a short break, guys.
They're in Malaysia, right?
Yeah,
They're
so
in
the
Malaysia.
home team, Imperium Pro Team facing off the home team.
Alright, this is the Garena Premier League 2016 Spring Split, and this has been an awesome match. We are your shoutcasters. I am Jishin Boo with the one for an eye.
And I'm just Steve.
We'll be right back for game 2.